Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to Ultimate General American Revolution, our Let's Play series, playing as the Americans in this early access game on Steam. Quick note before we jump into the American side of the campaign, however, the British campaign is coming. And when I mean it's coming, I mean in the Discord, the developer has said that they are testing the first stage of the British campaign, which I think is just the first year of the campaign. It's not like the full campaign. But they're testing the first year of the campaign currently with the alpha testers, or the alpha, or whatever, the test team that they have. So I believe, usually this is how these things work with them, the next major patch, whenever that may be, whether it be a couple of weeks, a week from now, a couple of weeks from now, or a month from now, the next major patch will have the British campaign. And so while it seems like this American campaign may have a while to go, I will admit when the British campaign comes out, we will probably put this one on pause for at least a little while to take a look at the British campaign. I would imagine if it is only the first year, it will be limited to the initial Boston campaign map and maybe out to Ticonderoga, but it might just be the initial Boston portion of the campaign. So it'll be pretty short, so I wouldn't think we'd play through it and then like completely sidestep this for months. But it might be a week or two that we're playing the British campaign, and then we'll come back to the American campaign when we kind of run out of runway in that. But just sort of an FYI. Now, with us returning back to the American campaign, you know, we had this thing in the bag. We had the entire map in our control from all the way in the north at Madagunk, all the way south, Velmunsk, Pownal, Castine, Frank, George, Falmouth, Portsmouth, Boston. Everything was in our control. New York, all of this was in our control. I guess with the exception of when they expanded the map to New York, we never took Levy, we never took Russell, Frontenac, Ontario, Stanwix, some of these western towns, because we never really had the chance. But we also had Montreal and Troyes and Quebec. However, within the last few weeks in the game, the British launched an invasion coming out of the hinterlands. They're almost like the wildlands coming out of the snow, coming out of the snow, taking Quebec from us. They also sent a force from the east from Lévis toward Montreal, also coming down south over the two mountains. We did manage to defeat the Montreal force. I think they might be attacking Troyes right now, but we did manage to defeat the force coming from Montreal. We also know they probably threw 3,000 to 4,000 troops into Lévis and further south. We did push on Lévis, but we were defeated there. And so in the West, I guess things have held together a bit more. The British did land at New York. They took New York, Hempstead, Clinton, and they took Easton and Fort Penn. We have since, through a series of grueling and incredibly costly battles, taken New York and Hempstead back from them, Clinton. In our last episode, we took Easton and Fort Penn from them. So we have started pushing them back in the south. We do think they have some considerable forces between Augusta, Sullivan, and Newton, but nonetheless, we've had some success here stabilizing the front in the south. Where we have not had success stabilizing the front because we do not have the manpower is the British landed about 6,000 troops at Falmouth. I think another force also landed at Castine. They've taken Falmouth. They've taken Fort George. They're marching inland toward Lyman and Lovell, which are all ungarrisoned. They retook Fort Stevens. They took Portsmouth, which is a capital. They took Salem. They have basically moved into the north and taken Castine, Pownal. They're about to take Velmunsk, and then they're going to take Madagunk after that. They may move in and take Norwalk now that they've taken Quebec. We know they have this force up here near Quebec, and they've basically, the whole north is Swiss cheese and a mess, and we're overwhelmed, and we don't have the forces to deal with it. We also don't have the specialists, because every time you got to raise recruits and reinforcements, you need specialists, which are basically low-ranking officers, to do that. So, yeah, it's been tough. It seems like the British land another 5,000 to 6,000 troops every month. We were winning every battle we were fighting for the most part. We lost a couple of battles, but we've been in dire straits for a while. I think what we are going to do to try and stem the continued pushing into the interior, because I don't have any effective way to garrison Lovell, Rice, Hubbardton. I think the British will keep pushing inland. They'll keep going for Leicester, for Hatfield, for Rice. I think our best chance to stem that advance is to move north and try to take Portsmouth, Stevens, and Salem from them. And I think at that point we'll be able to bottom them out in the south here. Maybe they'll take Lyman, but We can establish a new front back near Falmouth, which is where things were not that long ago. That's my hope. We have built an army with Benedict Arnold at Boston, 3,600 men, and the British have a force of 4,000 men at Salem. We are outnumbered by a not insignificant number. However, I don't know that we have a realistic way to bring more men against them than we already have. I have a guess, I could bring this half-strength regiment out of Hartford, maybe move them north to Boston to reinforce, to get them up to about 4,100 troops. Last time I did that, the British brought 600 troops south from Portsmouth, though. So honestly, I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to attack from Boston to Salem with the force we have and see if we can win a battle. It's going to be a bloody battle. It's going to be a tough battle. Going in outnumbered against the Redcoats is not easy in this game, but we have all regulars here, or maybe one company, one regiment of militia, but almost all regulars. All of our units have artillery. We've got some supply, but for the most part, these units are at full strength. They're fully recruited and built out, and so I think we will move these 3,600 men, up to Salem and see if we can have success there. And if we can take Salem back, then we can move toward Portsmouth. Portsmouth and Salem, because of the manpower numbers that both those cities have, because of the infrastructure we built up previously when we owned those cities, these are really important to the American cause to allow us to hold our own. We do have a decent chunk of cash. I did sell a bunch of extra civilian muskets, which we're not using anymore. I sold some resources that we have, and I used those resources to begin construction in every single city where we had, where we weren't already building something, and we had the ability to do it. I did start building schoolhouses everywhere, basically. You can't do it in forts, but I did start building schoolhouses everywhere. Some of these items are not first in queue. We're like increasing docks yards in New York. Can I improve the... I wonder, I can't cancel the docks, so I think this is a repair in New York. But like, I'm trying to get more schools, because schoolhouses are important in this game. I've learned that. I've learned the lesson. We've got population. We don't have specialists. We need more specialists to be able to keep our manpower up, and so I think that's what we are going to do. But before we worry about all of that, we're going to thrust ourselves once more into the breach, my friends. We are going to move out of Boston with the goal of fighting a pitched battle at Salem. We are going to completely empty the Boston garrison. We're going to make a play for Salem. Now, leaving Boston entirely could also potentially cause the enemy to be like, hey, we should go take this unoccupied city, which it might happen, but nonetheless. Okay, let's go do that. Let's not march all helter-skelter, though. Okay, guys?
Keep moving. Press the attack. Flank them.
Guys, I don't understand the pathing of some of these units. A little bit frustrating at times. Arnold, I don't want you to die. Oh, by the way, we also did have a situation where we think Horatio Gates was killed. But yeah, here we're going to go, guys. We're in a battle outside of Salem. I'm assuming if these guys are defeated, they'll retreat into Boston. But we've got 3,692 men, so basically 3,700 men versus just shy of 4,100 men. The British are all regulars. You can tell that because they don't have the black cross belts. I've got the white cross belts, which in this game translates to regular. And our troops are all regular except for one militia group, which has some experience. So we'll see how this plays out. They have artillery in every one of their units, so the artillery situation doesn't favor us like it has in previous battles. Neither side has cavalry, so that's good, I guess. And maybe we can just fight more intelligently than they can to try and win. But yeah, Horatio Gates, I believe, was killed in the defense of New York. After we retook it, I moved my focus elsewhere, and then the British came back with a large force out of Hempstead and retook New York from us, and I believe Horatio Gates was either killed or captured in that particular fight. All right, so we got a force out front, but then it looks like the enemy's coming in here. Looks like we might have some decent wood lines to defend. There's a little hill here. All right, so here's the first British force. There's our cannons. There's their light troops in their second line. That's our lead formation. First things first, as always, I'm a big fan of merging units so that you got overstrength units that can overwhelm the enemy firepower-wise. I know that sometimes that's a downside because it causes your lines to be shorter than they otherwise would be, but it's my preference and my playstyle, so that's how I do it. Okay. Can these guys merge? No. All right. Different type of units, I guess. Militia can't merge with regulars, I suppose. Actually, I think I can merge up to 300 men. Are any of these small enough that we could do it? Huh. No. Okay. So those are the lead. Why are our supplies in front? Our lead unit's a supply unit. Okay. All right. So the enemy's going to come at me from here. The enemy will almost certainly attack first. Let's do this. Let's try and get these troops positioned in this wood line here. Put the artillery up on the hill. With supplies feeding it. All right, that's everybody, right? All right, we'll put these troops in the open. I think they'll march faster if I have them in the open. Same with these guns. I think. All right, pause. So our sharpshooters move up to here. They should get there fast enough. These 230 men move into that section on the wood line. These 240 move here. These troops can move here and here. We will build a grand battery for our artillery up on this little rise here. We will put some troops in on the flank, the militia. Some troops on the reverse slope. We'll put some troops down in front of the guns in the open. I'm assuming the guns can fire over their heads if there's an elevation difference. I don't fully know how that all works in this game, but I'm going to just make that assumption. Okay. Maybe that's a bad assumption. I don't know. Is that everybody? Is everybody moving? Yankee Doodle something something Yankee Doodle dandy. Artillery open fire! Enemy infantry coming forwards. Take a knee. Get some cover there, boys. This may not be the best setup here. These troops are kind of out on an island. They'll definitely get overrun. It's just a matter of if they'll be able to hold on long enough. We can always use this sort of line back here as a second line in these woods. These guys have good weapons. They got Charleville 66s. Those should be good enough. Take a knee. You got 74% cover there, boys. Oh, they were already driven back? That did not take long. Alright, I'm going to use my guns as a anchor for my position here. This lone company here, regiment, is holding off like 5 enemy regiments. These guys are just going to anchor the left. And so skirmishers are off here on the left skirmishing. The enemy's bringing up quite a few regiments to go around their flank. These lead companies are going to get pushed back almost certainly. Let's pull back into this second line here in the woods. The enemy does advance here. Maybe these 230 men can fire into their flank. We'll also refuse this position a little bit with 230 men off to the left. Meanwhile, these batteries up here on this hill seem to be doing good work. The enemy does keep getting pushed back as they come up this hill. Our guns are shooting over the top of my men. I don't see any alert that they're getting hit by friendly fire or anything. There are some enemy skirmishers over here, so let's go ahead and deal with them. Try and get them pushed back. Skirmishers are a fucking nuisance. Alright, they're engaging our skirmishers with a few more men now here on the left. A lot of their troops are in the open, then again, so are ours, but... They're gonna shoot at my guns now, I guess. My guns will almost be in canister range. So all these troops on the right are gonna come up and hopefully get blasted by canister. My hope is they shoot at the infantry and not the guns. And then my guns can fire at point blank range at them. That's the hope. Alright, so they're pushing in on the left. This blob here on the left here is the real concern. At least initially. Alright, these guns are firing, doing good work here. Arnold has got his boys positioned. Another line here in this wood. Alright, canister fire has begun. Let's see if the enemy charges us. That'll be interesting. We got a whole bunch of companies here. Are these guns facing the wrong... Looks like they're facing the wrong direction. Some of them might be. I don't know. Right flank's in trouble. I'd say doesn't anybody have any more missiles left, but I think what I'm really looking for is more troops. Well, those troops didn't last long in front of the guns. Oh, there's a blind spot in front of the guns? Well, that isn't good. And we just friendly fired our own boys with canister. Well, this battle's going to be a loss. What artillery surrendered? Some of our artillery surrendered. I feel like one of the recent patches has the enemy meleeing a lot more. All of our guns are gone. Okay, well they did what I normally do to them, huh? Where's Benedict, by the way? Alright, some of these troops have rallied here behind us, but I don't think we've got the force to hold them back. So Boston's in trouble. Now we're in these wood fights, which line of sight is always a nightmare in these things. At least we drove back some of those boys as they took that hill. Do we fight to the death and wait for our army to be completely destroyed, or do we withdraw from the battle now and try and save what's left? Because we lost all of our artillery on that hill. Can you guys melee with the troops literally you're fighting? Or are you just gonna... And there we go. I hate fighting in woods in this game. It is... It doesn't... I don't know if the AI cheats, but it sure doesn't feel fair. Put it that way. I don't have any artillery. Okay. Well, we might lose Boston because of this. Problem is I don't know. Is there a way to... How do you admit defeat in these battles? Because I could just leave, but that doesn't actually cause you to admit defeat. Everybody run for your lives! I feel like the process in retreating in these battles would get us more killed than... Everybody run for your lives, try to get away. The British are big bad boogeymen and we can't win. Run for your life, Johnny. Run for your life, Willie. Run for your... Okay. Hey, they're pursuing us! I told you to run away, didn't I? Hey, look. They might have done some damage there. Retreat! You know what? Fire a volley. You can shatter that company and destroy them for good. There you go. Now retreat. Maybe we can shatter this lead company. Oh, we at least routed them from the map. Supply section shattered. If I could shatter any of their light sections, I would do that. I would give up a lot. Oh, they captured them? Retreat off the map, Arnold. Get out of there. Did he die? Did Arnold get killed? There should be a button to let you fucking retreat. I sure hope he retreated off the map and didn't get his ass killed. That's really frustrating. I tried to click him off the map and he didn't go anywhere. Like, get off the map. Alright. That's everybody. Everybody's off the map, I think. Yeah. Alright, so we lost 2,600 of our 3,500 men. That was bad. They did lose 1,700 troops, so they lost almost half their army, but we lost more than 2/3. So, my counteroffensive did not get off to a glorious start. I sure hope I also didn't lose another general. It sure looks like Arnold is gone. So what, you just have to retreat off the map and... Come on! That's bullshit! I don't have another officer I can assign to a field command. The only reason I didn't exit to the world map is because then you just leave in a draw, Brown. There's no way to be like, oh, you lose. So if you exit to the world map when you're fighting, even if you're clearly defeated, it'll say it's a draw of a battle and not a defeat. And the reason that's bad is then your troops on the strategic map won't actually retreat. They'll just keep fighting. So my hope was to retreat off the map with it and then have it acknowledge a defeat and then be able to retreat, not to get everybody killed. So, yeah, that was my logic anyway. Also, we should have had 900 men left, but apparently only 400 made it back to Boston, and we have no specialists to... Yeah, I mean, yes, what happens on the world map is reflected by what happened on the strategic map. But again, if you withdraw in the middle of the battle, quote unquote, your troops don't actually withdraw. So I hate to do this to save scum, but we're going to do that because I would have just exited the battle before Arnold was killed if I had known it would not let me retreat off the map. So I hate to do it. I don't usually save scum, but we just did. Hey, look! It was all just a bad dream! Benedict Arnold. In the middle of the night, Benedict Arnold awakes sweating from a bad dream that he had in his house in Boston. Ugh, guess I won't attack Salem yet, he says. We'll wait for this regiment to come up from Hartford. Maybe those 400 men will make all the difference. Yeah. So that happened. We're also going to pull 600 men from New York and move them up to Boston. Yay. Thanks for 9 rum. Apparently we got our privateers at work. And then these guys are going to move from Clinton to New York. Because I think having New York garrison... who's fighting who now? Is it Wyoming? They're going for Fort Wyoming? Maybe? Yep. Okay, we don't know what they're attacking Wyoming with, but we're going to go for it. Butcher, get your boys moving. What's Easton look like? It's good enough. Pull those troops out of there. Get your men in the saddle and be there shortly. So what do they have? About 1,000 men attacking Wyoming by the looks of it? Alright, what happened now? Fort Lovell? Alright, so we knew they'd probably take Lovell. We knew that was going to fall. Frank, that's no surprise. Oh, we should do some Project Tree stuff. I need more specialists. Okay. Diplomacy! It happens! Alright, Wyoming might fall before Butcher gets there with his boys. Unless the enemy pulls back. Looks like they see his troops coming. They're like, nope, we don't want to do that. So I got 2,600 men at Augusta. I don't think we can attack that. Bring these 500 troops out to Wyoming. We're campaigning in the wilderness almost. Gonna form up with the troops that we have.
Regroup here.
So it seems like a lot of those Canadian reinforcements made their way into the interior.
Take cover now.
My problem is going to be being able to get enough troops of my own to fight over there. Alright. Heading to Boston. Those 600 troops are on their way there too. It is November too. It's not exactly campaigning season, but they are pushing into the interior. I'm assuming they'll move from Level to Hubbardton and Rice, and will be almost cut in half. They may even retake Ticonderoga. But once these 5,000 troops arrive at Boston, we'll make a push. Mining infrastructure complete. Hunter rifles finished. Fur trader house. Textiles. Alright, so we got some more stuff to do. I guess we'll work on the 6-pound field gun. And I guess unit provisions and ammo. These 600 men may be moving to Easton, because if they are, I will intercept them with my commanding officer.
Flank them. Charge forward.
Close the gap! Get there, boys! Charge them before they get back to the fort! You won't make it. Fight! So their Fort Augusta garrison could reinforce. Whatever. I'll take the odds. Let's do it. Let's try. We may be outnumbered. We may be outgunned. But we got the butcher with us. And we got heavily beat down regular troops. But if we win this battle, maybe Augusta will be within reach. Alright, so my boys, they got the Danda up. There you go. I'm going to merge into just a handful of regiments or companies. Wish you could merge artillery batteries. That'd be interesting. Alright, this is a pretty open field fight. I don't know if the enemy has as much artillery as we do. But on the defensive, the artillery is usually an advantage.
Advance quickly.
I mean, we got like a little bit of shrub cover here. The enemy does have a battery here of 100 men. Trying to put the batteries between the infantry units, so maybe we can get some canister fire in on the enemy while they come down to us. And then if the enemy is going to advance this way, I'm going to swing this company around and flank them. These guys have some nice shrub cover, so they can hopefully engage the enemy from a little bit of cover while the enemy's in the open. This company's getting targeted by 2 batteries. The nice thing is the enemy guns, yes, they are shooting at us, but they are much further back. Present arms! Alright, we should be able to break this company pretty quick. There should be still an angle for those shells to fire between our units. We are going to expose our flank to the enemy as we move this way, but can't be helped. Maybe one of these batteries can shoot at these enemy guns. They look like they're moving the guns, actually. Prussian or Hessians have arrived by the looks of it. Alright, we'll move these 200 troops up to support. They did push the one company back. That does remove the impediment of our troops, though, from the front of the enemy. And there's a whole bunch of bad guys coming this way. Hey, guns. Shoot at that big... You see all those bad guys coming at you from the other direction? Yeah, how about you shoot at them? These guys rally yet? Get closer to my officer. This is not going to be a successful fight now, is it? I was going to tell those troops to fall back, but they're falling back anyway. The only possible saving grace is these are small companies of men. It's very possible that canister fire may wear them down quickly. Yeah, you're outflanked. Right, this battery is firing canister into the enemy here. I think. Why are you turning your gun away? Why are you not firing? Oh, that is canister. Okay. Alright, you hold here. As a reminder, I can't afford to get my dude killed. One of our artillery just got shattered. I think that was the small 18-man battery. If my officer dies, the game is over. Why are you not shooting at the troops literally right in front of you? There we go. We're trying to hold on. I don't think I have any troops who I do have these artillerymen who can act as infantrymen now that their guns are destroyed. Canister's always fun to watch rip through the enemy lines. Alright, boys. Can you fire your guns? Can you just act like infantry? You're supposed to be shooting, boys. Your infantrymen first, right? Alright, these men are rallying. Hey, we drove that enemy company back. That's good, at least. Alright. Advance into that enemy column's flank. This is, if we win this, this is the definition of a Pyrrhic victory. This book will be in the manual. I would pull guns back. Wait, where are you going, Butcher? I would pull guns back in this game if it was easier. Like, it doesn't seem to be a practical thing to do in these battles, and maybe I'm just bad at it. Very possible. But it does not seem like withdrawing guns. It just seems like you just take more casualties and do less damage to no real purpose. We might be doing it. We might be holding the line. That last gun might be doing it. And not that I'll have the troops to push on for any sort of victory, but maybe we can shatter a few of these companies before they withdraw off the map and permanently weaken the enemy. I'd feel better about shattering the enemy if I had any kind of specialist reserve to raise new troops with. Oh, great. Those other enemy reinforcements have arrived. The Prussians have arrived, sir. Is it Grouchy? No. No, it's not. Get on those guns. It's weird that those men can man the guns. Driving them back is lots of fun because they are British. Maybe we can win this battle and have a victory. There's quite a few troops up there. They did not want to hold out long. They took one volley and started pulling back. All right, if you get them under 20, I think they will shatter. No, maybe not. Usually they break if they're under 20. Well, they just shattered now. All right, boys. Turn your line. Shoot at the enemy that's literally right in front of you, boys. That's canister. Good, good. They didn't like that. That whiff of grape shot, huh? I don't know why my general keeps running away, the coward. He's trying to pull a Horatio Gates. Can you get your guns on the fire canister before they hit you? Do it. You're shooting at the wrong target. No. No, don't move. Halt. Unlimber those guns. And fire at the bastards. I don't care if you have to fire through your own men. Do it. Alright, we just shattered another enemy company. I don't know where you're going up here, dude. All by yourself. I don't care if there's friendly fire. Just get the guns on the British. Hey, Butcher, stop riding around like a maniac. Our gunners are retreating off the map there. Actually, no, you should have been... My bad. Can you load up canister and get 2 shots of canister out there? They're routing at you! I'm confused. They're running at you even though they're routing. My character's general sucks. Or character as general sucks. Nice! Canister in the rear of the enemy as they ran away. And we captured them! Not that we can hold them all that long with... What? Who's gonna be the frickin' guard? Butcher, stop running around! You're me. I should have more control over you. Alright, so we captured that enemy company. Part of the problem in the strength mapping is the enemy still has those 200 men of artillerists. There you go. Shattered him. Thank you for the raid, Sally Forth. Hope you're having a good night. Get those POWs out of here. The other bad thing about all this British success is we had like 8,000 prisoners that the British are mostly all capturing back. Why can my guy not stay still? You've taken 3 casualties. So they're getting all these like reinforcements that they can recruit replacements into their ranks too. Thanks for the sub, Sally Forth. Butcher, literally just stay still. I don't want you riding around, gallivanting around. Alright, if the enemy's gonna move their guns, by all means, like, volley the bastards. Nice. They abandoned their guns now. So they didn't even get a single whiff of grape shot out at us. Grape shot? Grape shot? Whatever. Got that company. I think we are turning the tide. I'm a little nervous about attacking these enemy guns. Can we kill these guys yet? Not yet. I don't want them to recapture their men.
Double clear.
Oh, that's canister. That's bad. I can't afford to take canister. Maybe we can rout them off their guns if we flank them. There we go. They're routing. There. Yes. Okay. We drove them off their guns. Good job, boys. Took a few casualties I didn't want to take, but at the end of the day, drove them off those guns. Think we're gonna win this fight. Shattered another enemy company. Very, very nice. Victory! The enemy is retreating! Now let's just see what we can kill. They gonna catch up to them? You'd think the enemy would be tired from hauling their guns all over, that they wouldn't just be able to just quickly escape. Should get at least one of these gun crews. This is like this is old school Total War at this point, where you're just trying to like chase the enemy down and slowly butcher him one man at a time. Do we defeat that other enemy group? Oh, not quite. Just fire volley at them from like 2 feet away. Oh! They pretty much all died. Most of them, anyway. They might escape with like 2. Unless we get another volley on them before they're out of range. Yep, shattered them. Alright. Well, that'll do it. I don't think I can catch the other guys. So how did this fight go? We came in with 916 men. We lost half our men, 429 men. The enemy came in with 1,408 men and 8 guns. They lost 5 of their 8 guns. We lost 5 of our 9 guns. The enemy lost 984 men killed or wounded, 34 captured, for a grand total of 1,018 out of 1,400. So we have 400 and some men left. They've got 400 and some men left. But our men are emboldened with the triumph of victory, right? Maybe we can finish off what's left on the strategic map. We shall see. Ooh, Fort Augusta should be ours then, right? At least we should be able to take the fort, I would think. Yep, alright, those men surrendered. Admiral Howe's peace offer. Okay, so British Admiral Richard Howe sent a letter to the Continental Congress offering peace talks and pardons for those who would pledge loyalty to the British Crown. The offer, however, did not lead to a resolution of the conflict. We must continue the fight. It gives me 10 reputation points. We cannot stand this and must accept the terms of the British and stop this senseless fight. So we could surrender at this point. I don't think anyone wants us to do that yet, right? So let's continue the fight. Loyalists are alarmed. Faced with the threat of a continental invasion, British officers in the frontier issue a call for where? Conestoga? Where is that? No! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, wait. That wasn't Fort Augusta. That was a different fort? I'm very confused. I thought they were just going to up and get reinforcement. But they've got troops over here, apparently. Just coming on the map. The reinforcements showing up. Gotta love it. Alright, can we take Augusta before they arrive? Yes, we can by the looks of it. And they're going to divert north to Sullivan. So, in theory, we still win out here, but they get their reserves to take Augusta. Okay, so that'll make Sullivan that much more difficult to take. Yeah, sure, whatever. Success on the frontier. After a valiant and determined effort, the Continental Army successfully captured Fort Augusta. Reputation and furs. Okay. All right, so we took Augusta. We've got about 2,000 men near Wyoming. They've got more than us. Like, I don't think Sullivan is assailable. But in theory, we've secured the lower left flank of the map for now. Depending on where these troops go. I'm hopeful they won't assault Augusta with 500 troops in its garrison, but who the hell knows? We'll make Wyoming our headquarters. We'll hope they don't try and bypass Augusta and go for Reading. Because it's a very thin outer shell. Of our front lines. What I really need is the natives to come in on my side. Can I hire any of them? Mercenaries. Okay, so I do have money. It costs reputation, though, which I don't have a ton to spare. But we could get like 300 native troops. I mean, really, if we wanted to push it, we could get like 600. Be interesting. Could go all 7 years war. That would be potentially useful, probably less so in the east, but maybe in the west. Maybe free up some troops for garrison duty. We did get some specialists who came in. Yeah, so those troops are probably coming Conestoga Woods, so that's why they formed up over here. So would they have 1,200 troops coming in here, and then another 1,200 at Sullivan, I think is what was happening, and we saw these 400 men here, so I have a hunch Sullivan and Newton are going to be very well garrisoned, because it seemed like a lot of the Canada attack force also came that direction. I'm thinking we may need to make an assault toward Quebec if we can. Norfolk's still in our control in the north, but that's just about it. All right, well, that's going to do it for today's episode of Ultimate General American Revolution. We had one abortive battle, which you saw me scum save, and then we had some other stuff that happened. That was kind of interesting. We'll see how things play out in our next video. Until our next video, however, this is the Historical Gamer once again saying thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'm out.